Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Swami Jyotirmayananda Society, our journey to self realization. Please subscribe for the mystical meaning and to enjoy daily satsang. We are currently exploring the book Advice to Householders, authored by Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj, narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. We are currently on the discussion of Gayatri Mantra, and today we will meditate on the Gayatri Mantra. Yesterday we discussed the profound meaning of the mantra. So, continuing the meditation, sit in a comfortable position, switch off your worries, the cell phones, and sit in front of your altar if you have one. Better yet, if you can light a candle and have a picture of Goddess Saraswati or Goddess Gayatri, and as we meditate on this profound mantra, let us bring our energies to our inner self and feel the peace and joy that comes from within us. During the practice of meditation, an aspirant should repeat this mantra mentally, and we had chanted it yesterday. Let's do it again. Om Bhur Bhuvaswaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. So this mantra has four parts. While repeating each part, a specific mental attitude should be maintained. This will help you imagine and also gain deeper control of your meditation with more bliss. The first part, say Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha. So that's part number one. It refers to expansion, expanding. Therefore, as you repeat the Sanskrit words mentally, meditate upon the infinite expansion that embraces the three planes of existence, the entire universe. Bhu, physical, Bhuvaha, astral, Swaha, causal. We had discussed this in detail yesterday. So think of the three planes, that the whole universe is enveloped in these three words. Now, the second portion, while repeating Tat Savitur Varenyam, meditate upon absolute consciousness, the light of all lights, through which all the light comes, the giver of the light to the sun, the moon, the light that is the light of the self. That light permeates the entire universe. So, God is like that effulgent light, that effulgent sun, which permeates all these three worlds. Divine glory is inherent in every object of the world and is resplendent glory which is not hidden. It is hidden from your view only due to ignorance, which we say avidya. If you were enlightened, you would see that the whole world is the radiation from the divine self. It is the scintillating light of God. There is nothing but God. As you repeat Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, meditate upon the light of the self shining upon the summits of your intellect. Feel that you are invoking the divine presence in your heart and that you are being filled with divine consciousness. In fact, you are nothing but divine consciousness. But we forget that due to time and space constraints and due to ignorance. The rays of the sun turns the snows of the mountain into dazzling gold. In the same way, we pray that wisdom may rise and shine within us, and that our intellect may receive its light and shine like gold. Just like when you see in the early morning, during early morning hours, when the sun is shining on the snowy mountains, and how it feels like radiant gold. So while repeating Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat, develop a sense of supreme surrender, Sharanagati, we say in Hindi, Sharanagati, surrender of the ego, and the perception of the transcendental self. Thus, in four stages, you are meditating upon infinite existence or limitless expansion. So, Om Bhur Bhuvaswaha, number one. Number two, Tat Savitur Varenyam. Number three, Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. And number four, Dhyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. So, very simple to remember. And for on each stage, you are deepening your meditation. So, in brief, here is the formula to be associated with Gayatri Mantra. First stage is the expansion, the second is illumination, the third is Sharanagati or surrender, and fourth is realization, communion, getting together, merging into God. As you practice this meditation, recite this mantra mentally with a relaxed but a serene mind. You may wish to adopt physical or concrete symbols to lead your mind into the depths of meditation, so you go deeper and deeper. For example, you may mentally visualize a rising sun, golden rising sun. Think of the dramatic changes that take place as soon as the sun arises. Suppose you were lost during the hours of the night. As you see the night decline and the sun begin to rise, you develop a sense of confidence. The darkness is gone. You can see the path before you. The clouds that were so foreboding, so dark and deep and scary during the lonely night, are now touched by the light of the sun, and they become transformed, glowing with metallic brilliance. Think of wisdom or the vision of God as the rising sun. The moment you catch a glimpse of that dawning of knowledge, the darkness of confusion and misery is gone. The black clouds of troubles turn into blessings. The path before you becomes clear. Imagine the thrill of nature as the rays of the rising sun touches the clouds, as they shimmer on the rivers and lakes, as they spread across the valleys and the snowy mountain peaks, making those peaks dazzle as if they were covered with gold. Similarly, imagine the light of the self, the light of intuition, touching your intellect, sweeping over your mind, spreading out and enveloping your personality. While repeating the Gayatri Mantra, you may choose the Sagun aspect. Sagun is with the deity with form. So you may choose, meditate upon Goddess Gayatri, the giver of this mantra, the goddess who presides over this mantra. Goddess Gayatri is seated on a lotus with 10 arms and 5 faces, and she holds in her hands a conch, a mace, a noose, a bowl, a lotus, and other divine objects. The many faces and arms are suggestive of the fact that the goddess or the divine self is all pervasive. The various objects in her hands are symbols of numerous divine attributes. The grace of the goddess destroys obstacles, that is represented by a mace. There is unfoldment of spirituality in a devotee, and that is represented by the lotus flower. Similarly, other objects have their own mystical meaning. Feel that your body and mind, your whole personality is thrilled by the divine presence, just as all of nature is thrilled by the luminous sun at dawn. Holding this vision of the luminous sun within your mind and considering the sun as the visible manifestation of the divine self, offer adorations to God who permeates the three worlds or the three planes, who is the light of lights, and having developed that awareness of His presence, dedicate your intellect at the feet of the divine self. May He touch your intellect with His enlightening grace. As your mind enters into the depths of meditation, you will stop the mental repetition of the mantra. Then you can simply go into the bliss. However, the meaning and the feeling of the mantra will continue, and the symbolic form may continue to float before your mental vision. But as you ascend higher, enveloped by the joy of divine presence, you will lose awareness of your body, awareness of the names and forms, awareness of time and space. When you encounter something so sweet, so loving, your mind stops. It transcends time and space. Know you are meditating properly, you have succeeded, and gradually you are slipping into samadhi. That is that state where you lose all body consciousness in a blissful way, in a peaceful way, in a gentle way. Yet, in this experience of divine presence, your ego starts to melt. You begin to view all the things that seem real in your life like a passing dream. The real you, the real spirit within you is not this physical body. It is not confined to time and space. It is not subject to pleasure and pain. It is the transcendental self in you, like the shining sun. It is one with God, the divine self, eternal, infinite, an embodiment of peace. Continue to enjoy this blissful feeling of this great meditation that we have done. Melt into it, become one with it. And you can stay there as long as you feel. This is Swami Nikhilananda. Hari Om Tat Sat. And in tomorrow's satsang, we will be discussing meditation on the profound mantra, Mahamrityunjaya mantra, Lord Shiva's healing mantra. Hari Om Tat Sat.